a podcast where you don't need an invite to join the conversation. Welcome to Add Me to the Group Chat. Hi, you guys. Welcome to Add Me to the Group Chat, where this is a podcast where you truly feel like you're eavesdropping on a conversation. Most of the time I do have Alan with me, but today I am solo. Also, we do have my sister coming up in an episode, and I do like to kind of throw in my family because truly it just really is fun and we have a good time. And they're always up for it, which makes me really happy. But if you have never subscribed or commented or given us a review or anything, do that. It takes a few seconds as we are growing, obviously, podcast. I do everything myself. So, it really can be challenging, but with your help, the little things that you can do to just support the content that you're consuming and listening to, or maybe you don't really listen, but you enjoy something that made you click this. I don't know, just give it a like, follow, subscribe, all the things, and a review would be awesome. Instagram is a really great place to just connect. And I like to put short clips out there, and then I do poll the audience for you guys. So I ask questions and you can answer those, so then we can discuss it on the pod. So really fun stuff. Today is a follow-up to the episode that we just talked about, Tirzepatide, GLP-1s, peptides, and those things. And I just gave some backstory to me, but honestly, it is not about me. It is about you, and I want to talk about the pros and the cons and really make this more, because make it more, this is you in mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, I think it's really cool to hear my experience, and I will 100% always be authentic and share that. But you knowing the pros and the cons of before you start something like this, or, hey, I'm already in it, but can you just express a little bit of what you've experienced, because maybe it'll make me feel heard or seen or normalize it, or things to expect as you're on it. So that is today's episode, and we're just going to hit it right now. Are you ready for it? All right, well, let's get into it. So I've been on Tirzepatide for 208 days when I made these notes. So we're right around 215 days or something like that. But we've been on it for over 200. That's a really big deal. So I feel like I have a lot of experience to share. It's not like, hey, I've been on it a couple months. This is going on 7 months. ProLink Fence is a North Carolina commercial residential fence company. So you can go to prolinkfencenc.com, but in over 24 years of experience. Now, this is what they offer is residential fencing. So of course that is at your home, any type of fence style or design that you've ever wanted, or know a conversation that's going on for somebody, y'all can reach out and get an estimate, or commercial fencing. So businesses and places like that. And he did a building. Listen, they've done so much work, but in downtown Charlotte, there's a high-rise restaurant that they did a fence, to just help with outside seating. So anything, and then inside NASCAR Hall of Fame, they've done all this fence work inside there. So they just do a lot of really cool work, but it could be big or small. Temporary fencing, so many people get that done just to get up something in the meantime before they're having to, decide on what they want permanently, or even farm fencing. So they do a lot. My personal recommendations for you is to go to their website, no matter where you live, and ask for a quote or just start the conversation, and they will provide all the proper information that you need. So if you were ever wondering what my husband did, that is what he does. So that is prolinkfencenc.com. That is prolinkfencenc.com. Just because it's North Carolina does not mean they cannot come to you, because they do travel. So anyways, that is that. And you can see pictures online, and it's really beautiful. So thank you, ProLink Fence. Our next sponsor is likebutta.com, and we are so appreciative of them because it's my brand. Yes. I put so much time and energy into this brand, and I just want to give you a little backstory on why it even is what it is. But there was a time that obviously I was consuming so much body care, and I I became a little bit desperate, thinking, oh my gosh, when I run out, do I have anything in my kitchen that will allow me to make like a body scrub to still get the same effect? So I started just doing a ton of R&D, which is, the research and development, which I'm obsessed with. So I wanted to look up great ingredients, something that was going to be effective, but not harm my skin, and that's something that can last and sit in my shower. And so that is where Like Butter began. So I am so happy and proud of it, but I want you to kind of have a little insight on it. We have created these bags, and they're a reset bag. So they're just great and compact, so you can take them anywhere you need. But I wanted them so you kind of had all your favorite things in a small bag. And I put the body butter, our body scrub, and a bar soap in here. And listen, our bar soap has poppy seeds in it, so it already gives your skin like a really gentle exfoliation. But the butter is really great after your shower, or even like during the day, to hit like the high parts of your body, like, your knees or your elbows or things like that, or like your chest, to kind of give you a little glow without being sticky. And then in the shower, using the scrub, I feel like I use my scrub at least like 4 to 5 times a week. Like, I just like to do my armpits and like some of the rougher areas, but a good all over when I'm doing like a full body shower, I'm like all day long, I'm obsessed with it. But having something that's low ingredients, but also effective ingredients that won't irritate your skin are really great. But I know so many people that develop skin issues. And years ago, I used to have all these dry patches like on my face, but now they have developed like on my body. And so it's really weird and frustrating. But if I'm going to use product, I want to make sure I am using things that are not going to make them worse, and that's going to help keep them calm. So that is why I truly do love our brand. So give it a go. And I personally recommend, if you've never tried it before, get the Reset. It's called the Reset because I feel like every single evening you need a restart to your day. Like, you're like, you know what? I'm going to end my night and I'm going to reset and I'm going to have a great day tomorrow. Like, you just feel like you need that time. And if you're not a mom, but I always say like a mommy moment, you just need time to yourself. And so that is what it does for me. And I know that's going to do the same for you. So grab up the Reset or any other product. We do have a fragrance mist as well that's really good for your body, your hair, your home. Anything cloth is really good to spray that on. But our scents are cashmere's our best seller. So that's in all of our products. But then we have another one that's like a peppered violet rain, and it is phenomenal. And if you know of like the One Hotel, you can Google search that. It's a beautiful hotel, but that was inspired by that hotel. We stayed there one time in Nashville, and I never could get the scent out of my nose. I was like, this is amazing, and I want this in my product. So that is where it all stems from, and I'm very appreciative for all the customers that we do have, but it is a small brand. So go check out lykebutta.com. That is LYKBUTTAH.com. And that comes from our last name, Lykins, LYKINS. So the Like Butter is really just a great, phenomenal product that we're very proud of. So go check it out and support us. And that is how we are able to keep this podcast going, is that our companies are the number one sponsors, and they always will be. But anyways, we are very appreciative. Thank you. And let's get back to it. That I've been on this, and it's not going to be long before we hit a year. And I think that's insane. So I want to talk about the pros first. I think sometimes going into the highs are really cool and knowing the benefits behind that. But let's dig right into it. I don't feel controlled by food anymore. That is the first thing as like a benefit to being on this. If you feel as though your life is kind of like, you know how we do as family and friends, we're like, hey, what do you want to go eat tomorrow? Do you want to go meet up for lunch this weekend? Do you want to go grab coffee? Do you want to, like, everything's around food. It's not just a hangout of some sort. It's around food. It's a gathering, or you're planning your meals for the week and meal prepping. But what happens is that you just feel as though you're just consumed by the food. And honestly, being on peptides like this, it really allows you to feel freedom and not feel so controlled by it. I love that feeling, because otherwise you feel a little bit out of control. and it just consumes your every thought. You have to be snacking or doing something. So you really don't feel controlled by it at all anymore. And that feels really good, like controlled by food anymore. And I just feel like the longer that you're on it too, it becomes a lifestyle. Don't start this if you don't want to change your lifestyle. And I'm honest about that. If you are like, no, I'm going to go back to my old habits. I'm going to just eat junk food whenever I want. I'm going to whatever. Honestly, yeah, you do want to still splurge a little bit, but you've got to change the lifestyle and how you consume food. Maintaining my weight feels realistic, 100%. You really get to a place where you know naturally what fulfills your body. For this whole time that I've been on this, I have now realized I was in a place where I would overeat. And now I'm like, I'm not overeating and I'm not eating because of boredom. I feel like I can really maintain this weight moving forward while I'm fighting through my crazy hormones. You really honestly feel like I can do this. I can manage it now. And everything's very much, it's realistic because it shows you what your body can do, what it doesn't need, and what it does need. Like your eyes are open because when the noise shuts down, you realize I can do this. So the weight definitely feels very, very realistic. And that feels good to see what your body was able to do. Our body is amazing. Trusting yourself around food. It's very fun, because I make choices now, and you will as well, when you are just imagine your whole kitchen island is full of food, and it's everything from carbs to proteins to desserts and all just the little fun, sweet treats, and you're having an event. You are making choices on what you need for energy to fuel your body. You're not feeling like, I want to try everything on this counter today just because I can. It's a mind shift. It's crazy how it just changes the way you think. And so, yeah, you're going to trust yourself more. You're going to go to a restaurant and you're going to, instead of getting the mac and cheese as a side, you may still get it, but you might get like a smaller portion. You might not eat all of it, or you might choose asparagus over mac and cheese. Like, you're going to see yourself making different decisions, and it's insane how you do that. Sometimes in the moment you don't notice it, but over time you're going to be like, that's crazy. Like, I did notice that. So just trusting yourself more, not feeling like, oh, you know how you grow up and you'll always hear clean your plate, clean your plate, clean your plate. You're going to also trust yourself not to fill your plate to the brim where you cannot finish it. You're going to understand, this is also, I'm not like scientific behind this or anything, but the size of your stomach. Sometimes we assume our stomach is so big that we need to fill it up. Our stomach is not big at all, and it doesn't take much to get full, but our mind still sometimes would tell us off of these peptides, oh, I'm not full yet, continue to eat. And that's when you end up stretching your stomach and wanting to eat more. And that is where the weight can come on. So just trusting yourself more, filling up your plate less. And it's not like you're forcing yourself to do these things where you feel pressured. You're just doing these things, and it's really cool. Focusing on health instead of chasing a number. So yes, are you going to get on the scale? You will get on a scale. When you do anything different in life, if you have just started any type of fitness, health, lifestyle of your own, okay, you are going to be very, very aware of the number on the scale. I don't know why sometimes that is our goal, but it should be how we feel. But sometimes the weight, it does matter, because how our clothes are on our body makes a difference in the weight. If you want to be back in the size 6 pants, well, you're probably going to have to lose 15 pounds because you're in size 10 right now. So it's just things like that. Yes, the number does matter, but you're not going to be like, I can't eat tonight because I need to lose weight. You're not going to do that. You're going to eat, and you're still going to lose weight on these peptides. And that is really cool. But the health behind it, I would find myself making a decision off of what I knew my body needed. I'm like, protein first. So what are we having? Chicken? How are we preparing that? Is it steak? What does that look like? Typically it is either those two things. For me, I'm not really a fishy person. That's very random, but those two things are like my sources of meat. Sometimes like sausage, if it's like a breakfast meal. And then on top, then the next thing, if I'm like, okay, I want something else on my plate, I do some type of green. So it's either roasted kale or green beans or something like that I've either prepared or it doesn't take long to prepare with. I'm a very simple eater. I'll be honest with you. I don't like, yes, I eat a lot of things, but when it comes to just like, I'm kind of a creature of habit. And so then I would do that. And then I'd be like, okay, actually think I want something else with my plate. I'll do fruit. And then if I need something extra, I'll do like a bread or sweet potato or a baked potato. Like I actually don't do baked potatoes, but like then you would add something else in. But that is kind of like how you would portion out. Like these are, I hate thinking of it like they would do like the food, like little pyramid triangle type thing. I hate that. It's so like annoying because I'm like, I want to eat what I want to eat. But when I'm preparing my plate, for some reason for me, I'm like, the first category is meat. It's not like this is all you can have. I'm just like, if my whole plate wants to be meat, then maybe that's all I want to eat. But then if I just want something different to taste with my food, I'll get greens. Anyways, I say all that because you're focused all over health instead of a number. Because I promise you, when you change the way you eat, regardless of peptides or not, normally you can lose weight. But if your hormones are out of whack, okay, like me, I needed extra support and help. And then obviously the scale had changed. I started at 159 on the scale. My scale never showed me 160. It never did. So thank goodness for that. I don't know why, but I have seen the scale go to like 180, high 180s because of pregnancy. And then now I'm at like 122, 121, something like that. And I feel really nice. Okay. Some other pros is confidence than I've had in years. So you're going to definitely build up confidence. I remember when I was a few weeks in, I had felt a little bit lighter. The scale didn't move, but the inflammation was down and I felt really good. I felt like a cloud. I was like, I just feel lighter. I feel lighter. I just feel good. I feel good. I kept saying that because I felt my body felt better because it really was taking off the inflammation off my body, which causes so much soreness and hurt and all that. But I am back into the mindset of like, I love how I look in clothes. You know, it's not that I hated my body. I just was unhappy with the weight that it was putting on for no given reason. And the confidence is really going to come. And I just know now when I get dressed, I'm like, I just feel good in this shirt. I feel good in these pants. You know, and some days are better than others. You know that. It's a mindset thing and depends on the weather and all that. But the confidence is really there. I will have to say this is just me speaking for myself. I've never been one to be like, talk negatively about myself. But if that is you, then this definitely is going to change your mindset on yourself. But you still have to work on you. And I am pro therapy. Like if you are hard on yourself, no matter what your size is, no matter how in shape you are, no matter all the accomplishments you've had, you're still hard on yourself and you're still like, I'm not good enough or whatever. Honestly, you guys, even if you're at the best place ever or that place, you still need therapy is such an amazing tool, but your confidence is definitely going to grow. It really will. And that's really fun to see yourself kind of shine again. If you're like, I was there, but now I'm not. Better mobility in endurance for sure. I remember if y'all go back on any of my short form content and want to binge any of that, talking about my journey with Tirzepatide, I remember before being on this for a while, I would squat down in my kitchen to get to my lower cabinet to grab something. And I would feel from my calf to the back of my thigh, right where that hits. And I would be like, why is it so tight? And why does that hurt? And I was like, this is crazy. And I was like, my body just hurts. Girl, I am squatting, I'm getting down, I'm like doing all the things. I just feel like there's nothing stopping me. I'm way more flexible. The kids said to me the other day, they're like, you are so flexible. I'm like, I kind of am. Not like really, but I am. And that really feels nice. Less inflammation for sure. It's like my hands, you're going to notice it in your hands and your joints, your knees, and just your body in general. Where I felt it the most was my face and my legs. That was like so inflamed that I had no idea how inflamed I was, but I was. And sometimes that inflammation, it's like it doesn't change the scale, but it changes your body look. It really does. It changes your whole look. Clothes fitting more comfortably. When you sit down in something and you have to adjust it 15,000 times because it's like digging into you, you need a different size. If you find yourself wearing leggings all the time, aka me, I was all the time. Black leggings is what I lived in because it was just the most comfortable. And now I'm putting back on jeans and I feel good in them. I am putting back on certain tops and I feel good in them. I'm not like, oh, let me adjust it or whatever. Like it just feels really nice. I can't tell you the last time I wore leggings. I haven't worn my black leggings in probably a few months, like as an outfit. And I'm not even playing you. And that should be an indicator. Not like, oh, I'm going to put on leggings to go work out. Not like that. Like I'm creating an outfit and leggings is my first pick. Insane, right? That should have been a big sign for me. Stronger focus on muscle building and strength. I would like to say that I'm there, but my mindset's there. I'm just not at a 10 yet. And we have a gym and we have all the things for me to work out. I'm telling y'all, I'm slow. I'm slow to commit. I really am. So the lifestyle of like how I eat, that's been a long time coming. And now I'm like at a really, like, I feel 100%, like I'm so good with that. Now I'm like at a place of like consistency with my schedule and what we're doing and all that. And I feel like as soon as I can work in like, okay, I'm ready to work out. Let's do it. And I have like 3 to 4 days a week that I'm in the gym consistently. That's going to feel really good. But my mindset is like, I've got to build muscle. Like that's what I have to do. I'm 40. So you also have to be willing to say, I know I need muscle, because the older I get, I'm not going to be able to like pick myself up if I fall. Like those are the things that I think about as seeing like my grandparents when they were older and, my in-laws and things like that. That is one thing that I hear a lot is like, get strong, build muscle. You're going to need that because the older you get, the harder it's going to be to build and you're going to want it. It's going to be awful from like just even getting yourself like off the couch somewhere. Like you just have to have muscle, like lifting yourself. You've got to do that. You need to be able to lift your own body. And I don't want to ever feel as though I can't do that. So I really want to just get strong. And this summer, that is my goal, is to get myself to be on a consistent workout schedule. Because y'all, like a year and a half ago I was like, if I don't go walk right now and get myself in the gym to lift, I'm going to feel like garbage. And that was kind of how I felt. I was like, I've got to do this. It's going to make me feel better. It's good for my mental health. So definitely like really focusing on building muscle and strength and a better understanding of body signals. Yes. And yes, you are going to be more clear. It's crazy how these peptides and, I recommend Tirzepatide personally. I feel like it's the better one on the market. It is the compounded of Zepbound, which is the best one. That's a personal opinion, but also I hear that on the streets, you know what I'm saying? And I can hear and pay attention to what my body is saying. I am very, very aware of what I need, and that, wow, is so awesome. It's really hard when you are so fog, right? And you cannot focus on anything. How the crap are you going to hear when your body is like, nope, don't need that. Yes, I need that. You need to do this. Like that type of signals. It's just so alarming to be like, oh, I need a rest. You know what I mean? Oh, I need energy. I need brain food. Like that's one thing. Like I'm like, my brain just feels tired. Let me get brain food. I need brain food. My body needs energy to be able to like get through the day. I need food for my body. I need to fuel my body, things like that. So, I mean, like I'm hearing it. Oh, I need to stretch. Like, let me stretch. Sometimes we just ignore our body so much. We're like, push through, push through, push through. Like when my generation of growing up, that's just what it was. It was like, oh, you're tired, push through. Oh, your body hurts. Well, just keep going, push through. Like, and I'm like, this allows you to stop, be quiet in it, and listen to your body. You can be very aware of the signals that your body's putting off. And then more freedom mentally. Yes. I think that I don't know the science behind it, you guys. And listen, we might look back on this in like 20 years and we're like, everybody that was on GLP-1 peptides is now facing blah, blah, blah. I have no idea, but I do not foresee that happening. But I just know the mental capacity that our brain holds. It just is so overwhelming and it just shuts it down. There have been so many times pre this that I just felt like I was always preparing, like just doing the next thing that wasn't even benefiting my body or my health. You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't know how to explain that, but definitely just your freedom in your mental space is more clear. And that's a really good feeling. So I love all that. So there's so many benefits to it. And then I'm going to tell you this, another benefit to it, I'm going to just add some off my list because these are some that I felt very strongly in, but also the common person on these peptides felt about it as well. But showing up for your family. When you feel like trash, it is really hard to show up for anybody in your life. That is really the most challenging thing. And feeling like you have to lie to yourself. When people are like, how do you feel? And you're like, I feel so good. You don't. You feel like garbage. And now you're going to start feeling better. And that is one thing that was an eye opener to me. I was like, I didn't know how bad I felt until I didn't feel bad anymore. And when your body hurts, when your brain hurts, sometimes you don't feel it. But when you are on this and you have lost the inflammation, you are losing weight, you are putting good food and hydration into your body, guess what? You start to feel better and you start getting more creative. Another thing is you're going to find yourself, this is cool too when it comes to like food choices, is making fun choices. So, like ice cream, for example, right? If you want a sweet treat, how can you have a sweet treat that is a healthy sweet treat? So you just have more fun with recipes, and that is really fun. So we make really yummy stuff in the house, and I'm not making sweets all the time, but when I do, I'm like, let's choose better options. So instead of bleached sugar, you guys, which is horrible, go get organic, clean, white cane sugar. Do y'all know that it's a cream tone? It's not actually white. Like it is, it's natural form. So using that as an alternative, then also getting coconut sugar is so good and tastes the same, you guys. In every recipe that you make, you're like, this is good. This is good. This is giving me the flavor that I want. Using that, using almond flour instead of pure flour. Like these are things that I have, like my youngest son loves to bake and loves sweets and wants to do all that fun stuff. And I'm like, I love that. And we're going to do that. And I'm going to get you all the things, but we're going to make good choices. And so these are the ingredients that we need to use. And we've been going through our Bible reading too, and just like reading Genesis, reading the Bible in a year. And it's been really cool to understand what God created for us on this earth was obviously for a purpose for our body. And these, people in past generations were living 6, 7, 8, 900 years. And I'm like, they were living so long. Like, we are killing ourselves every day with the food choices that we're making. And so getting as clean and pure ingredients as possible. And it's not going to be an easy source. You're not going to find it at just one grocery store. You're going to have to go to probably 5 different locations to find the ingredients that you need to either make a sweet treat, make your meals with, and that's fun, you guys. And that's what I mean. Showing up not just for the decisions that you're going to start making for yourself, but it's going to be for your home. Especially if you're the one that does all the grocery shopping. You choose what you're putting in the pantry. And another thing I'm going to leave you with the pros is making a decision based off of, we're going to eat from the fridge, not the pantry. I hear that all the time. And I did not come up with that statement, but that is just a logic I think most people do say, is like, nope, we're going to source all of our food from the fridge, and the pantry is like an extra. It's where is all of our ingredients are housed, or snacks or whatever, but we're going to eat from the fridge. Like, that's our main thing. And that is what we focus on for sure. I love that. I will also add this to the pros. Go on ChatGPT today, and I want you to type in, if you don't use ChatGPT, it's great. I think there's other ones, but Chat's just like a simple one that's been around for a minute. But ask it and be like, I'm this age, tell it your age, tell it what you want to start eating, what type of lifestyle you want to start living, tell it your goal weight, different things like that. And just tell it just a little bit, like a generalized about you. And then say, will you make me a list of breakfast options, lunch options, and dinner options, and then a couple snacks. And then if I want something sweet or dessert, if you will also give me choices for that. Then, okay, you have to really give it some detail. Okay, so now you've done that. Then you want to tell it and you can let it do that and tell it, create it in document so I can print it. That's really what you want to do too. Not just get all these words and you got to copy paste and make it organized. Make it in a way where it's a form where I can print it and it's organized. Then you want to say, I want a list of ingredients that I need to switch in my home. So I'm using basic ingredients like sugar, flour, blah, blah, blah. Give me substitutes that are organic and clean and as pure as possible, and make me a form and a list of that. This, guys, that's all you need. That is all you need. And you can do this for you. You can do it for your kids. I've done that for my kids, and it's on the side of the fridge, and they reference that every single day. Just a minute ago before I hit record, they were looking on the fridge, and I was like, y'all need to go ahead and make yourself breakfast. And so I was like, look at the list. It gives you your ideas of what you can have, and then these are what's in the fridge. And so literally avocado, fruit, and sausage, and oatmeal. That is their breakfast. And will they have cereal sometimes? Yes. The only cereals I buy is clean organic cereal, though. I'm not buying all this crap. And I still know that's not a great option. Just because it says organic doesn't mean it's the best, right? So anyways, but we do have stuff like that, but that is their breakfast. And then I'm like, if you just want to snack later, yeah, you can treat yourself to something like that. That's fine, but you've got to put good stuff in your body first. And the fruit I buy is berries. Berries are brain food. Blueberries and all that are blueberries is like a brain food, but strawberries, anything that ends in berries, blackberries, strawberries, blueberries, other berries. Anyways, and then we buy other things, but I do my best to always just get it as clean as I can. So just use that prompt right there. That will help you and give you so much motivation, so much excitement to prepare. And don't go, today I'm changing everything. Unless that's just the type of person you are, go for it. But just start baby steps, you guys. Baby steps. Okay. All right, let's get into the cons. Dun, dun, dun. You still have to prioritize protein. Yes. So don't just assume because you're on this medicine that you can just eat anything you want and you're going to have the results that you want. That's not a thing. Protein is going to allow you to keep the muscle in your body because that fuels the muscle, and however you want to look in that into science. But anyways, you have to prioritize protein intake. You cannot be on this medicine and still eat Little Debbie cakes and cereal and peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and chips. No, no, no. No, no, no. Those are the worst things for your body, okay? Every now and then, treat yourself. Cool, whatever, but you cannot do that every day. So you have to prioritize clean protein. Seriously, you guys, you still have to do that. So sometimes that can feel very daunting because you're just like, I want to be on this medicine and just lose weight and let it just be this magic potion. I just eat what I want to. No. Okay, hydration. You have to hydrate your body. It really remains like a very important on the forefront every day. But I'm going to tell you something. This is truly hard, is to get your water intake. I noticed the first 9 weeks of me being on this medication, I was able to drink water. And my goal was, if y'all can see, I don't know if you're watching the video of this, but this is my Stanley beside me, and it's a 30 ounce. I would drink the 30 ounce between the time I woke up to lunchtime to like 12. And then from like 12 to like 5-ish, I would drink another full one of these. And then between 5 and then bedtime would be like 8 o'clock or whatever, I would drink another one. That's like my clock of like, I know I got what I needed to for my water. But let me tell you, there were days I didn't even drink half of a Stanley in one day. And I'm like, that is really bad. It's going to be very, very hard, but it's still very important. Your digestion still requires attention. Yep, it does. So this is what's going to happen to your gut. You're going to notice, because when you're on this GLP-1, how you metabolize food slows down. So you're eating, but it's very slow to digest, which means you're not processing it fast enough to like clean out your intestines and like poop it out, right? And then your stools are going to be looser. You're going to notice that sometimes you might have very loose stools, which that is an indication of constipation. So your stools are going to be very wacko. Sometimes they're going to be normal. Sometimes they're not going to be normal. That's going to be really hard for you to like understand. But I personally love taking, it's called Activated U. Probably 3 years ago, I found an ad that popped up, and it was like, if you notice like your gut is just, your stomach's not as flat, it's probably because you're just holding a lot of stool in your system that you need to release and get rid of. If you notice that you have a hard time like passing it or whatever, it was just all these things came up, and I'm like, you know what? I probably do need to like think about drinking something that helps. Truly, it's for me, maybe there's something out there that you do, but for me, that has been awesome to add into my like every other day routine. I'll mix up that drink and drink it. And I just know with taking that on top of doing this GLP-1, it just helps my digestive system. I move things, I pass things, and I'm going to tell you something. I could care less if my stools are loose or if they are solid as a rock. I am going to the bathroom, and I know what I've eaten, and I know that things are coming out. But if you're just not going to the bathroom every day, that's a problemo. You need to really be taking something. So y'all can look that up. I don't have any type of like discount or anything for y'all, but Activated U, it's really good. You can look up their Instagram and kind of like check it out. But your digestive is going to slow down, but you have to give it attention. Some weeks the scale will fluctuate and some weeks it will not. So that is going to be really difficult for you to understand, is why did I lose this week and didn't lose the other? And why is this person getting these results, but I'm not? That also was really hard for me. For the first 9 weeks, I didn't lose any weight. The scale did not change, but I felt like I was losing weight. And it's because I wasn't doing the right dosage. And then I jumped up in my dosage, and then, that's a whole story. And then I went back to the right amount that I should be taking. And then I started losing about 2 to 2.5 pounds every week. And I was on 50 units, which is like 5 mgs. And I loved that amount. So you are going to know that some weeks it's not going to change and some weeks it is. And that's going to mess with your mental state. Girl, you are going to be so upset. And men and women are on this, you guys. So I'm talking to both of y'all. You're going to look at it and you're going to be like, that is so annoying. I've eaten everything correctly. I've taken the medicine. I've drank my water and nothing's changing. And then the next week, you're going to do the same thing. And guess what's going to happen? You're going to have like an extra cupcake and maybe a handful of chips, and you're going to lose 3 pounds. It is going to really jack your brain up, and you're not going to understand what the crap is happening. So just understand that will happen. You also need to take pictures of your body. I put on an outfit. There were a pair of shorts that I had bought from Target a couple years back, and they fit. I just never really, they were like tight, but I never really like wore them. And then over time I was like, ugh, I really gained some weight, girl. I can't wear these at all. But I kept them, and the tags were on them and all that. But I put those on in like a sports bra, and I was like, this is what I want to put back on when, I'm trying to like gauge what I look like in clothes. That's really cool to see. I also have pictures that I haven't shown. I don't know if I will either, but I'm in my bathing suits that I have a lot of bathing suits that I love, that I've had for a long time, that I just enjoy, and then I add to the collection or whatever. But there's some that I'm like, yeah, this is like a house bathing suit. This is not like I'm on vacation bathing suit. You have some of those. Put that on and take a picture. And then take a video, and just keep that in your camera roll so you have this for yourself, because sometimes the scale's not going to change, but you're going to change in your clothes. It's really crazy. And a lot of people told me in the beginning, and I never did this, but they were like, measure like inches, like your thighs, your waist, all that stuff. Take it and like get the inches, because sometimes you'll lose that and not necessarily weight all over. So, and then if you're working out at the same time doing this, remember, muscle weighs more than fat. So you may be losing fat, but then your muscle is obviously, the weight is more. So maybe the scale's not moving because of that. There's so many just indicators. Ugh, and I just hate that. I just wish it was a clean cut. So that's why I'm saying like these are just on my con list. People think the journey is over when it really is just changing. So some people are like, oh, you lost 10 pounds, so you're done. You're good. You're like, nope, still going strong. This is, the word journey is very important. The word lifestyle is very important. This is not a overnight thing. And I reference this as, I love a good analogy. It's like building a company. It literally takes years before it starts being like, oh my gosh, I can breathe. Like, it just takes a minute. It's not an overnight success at all. This is something, even off this medicine, and you stop taking it, guess what? You can't go back to the lifestyle that you were living before. You can't do it. You cannot do it. Are we going to restrict ourselves forever though and be like, I can't have that pie at Thanksgiving? No, have the piece of pie. Nobody said you couldn't have it. No one said you couldn't eat bread anymore with sandwiches. You just have to choose what bread you're choosing and how many slices of freaking pie you're going to have. Like, that's what I am telling you. And when you're on these peptides, your brain is going to be like, you know what I mean? But those are the cons. Sometimes you're gonna be like, I don't even want to start this because it's going to make me not want to eat all the food that I love. Is the food that you love killing you though? You know what I'm saying? Over time, that part, we can't see what's happening inside our body either. Sometimes we can just see the outer appearance, but you can look good on the outside and inside of your body is dead. Like, it is just like rotting. So treat your body very well. But anyways, yeah, it's a journey. And just because you lost the 10 pounds, 15, 30, 60, 70, 100 pounds, whatever you were wanting to lose, does not mean it's over. Does not mean it's over. Learn how much to eat and, just practice that. It just takes practice. So, and that's what we were talking about before, but that is definitely on my con list because yes, we want to fill up our plate. And we want to enjoy all the things. Like, we are human. We want to enjoy food. Some of y'all are foodies and you're like, I just love to eat. And that is fine. But it's just practicing the amount and how much your body can handle and all of that. And you just have to, that's a battle. It really is a battle. You have to keep healthy habits even when the motivation is not there. I feel so much. Some days are better than others. And if you are the only one supporting this in your home or in life and you're being silent about it and you're not being an open book and telling people that you're doing it, it's going to be really hard for you just to be able to constantly motivate yourself, because you want to talk to somebody about it. You'd be like, oh my gosh, like this happened, or blah, I'm on it and I feel like this, or I just don't know if it's working, or you know what I mean? You're going to have these like internal like thoughts, and it's good to like have somebody in your corner, because if you are the only one that is motivating yourself, that's really hard, because some days you're going to literally want to quit, you know? But keep going. Really keep going. Don't give up on yourself. Fitness becomes more important to you, to, you know, building muscle. So fitness is going to be important, you guys, to work in, but honestly, you're going to end up being like me if you are. I don't know, but I really don't like to work out. I don't, but after I do it, I feel really good. And that is something that, I don't know, I battle with that honestly a lot, but fitness is going to be something that you're going to notice is going to be more of a priority in your life. And if you're not really a fitness go-to girly, or a guy that's working out a lot, it's just one of those things that you're going to be like, I just didn't think that this was going to like consume my life, but it definitely can be something that's going to consume your life. And there's still trial and error as your body adjusts, 100% for sure. So it's going to be a challenge, and it really is. It's not easy to start anything. Just imagine yourself, it's like starting a new job and you have all of these new responsibilities. You're like, I haven't done this before. I don't know. I've never worked out before. I've never had to meal prep. I've never had to plan my food. I don't know. Can I do it? Can I do it? You know what I mean? Like all these things are going to happen, and it's going to be an adjustment, and your body, not physically, is always going to have to adjust, but your body on what you're used to feeding it is going to have to adjust, because some things aren't going to taste good, but you have to like detox your body too from things that you've been like feeding it, to make sure like, oh, I need to make better decisions on the food that I'm making too. So you'll adjust, trial and error, you'll figure it out. You really will. Take it a day at a time. That's how I looked at it. I took it every single day at a time, and I was like, just get my water in, just make sure I'm eating really properly. And then that week we'll see what the results are. And then you do take another shot at home. So another con is they give you a choice of some places if you want the shot or a pill. The pill, from just constant conversations with the medical field, they're not as fast, not as quick and effective, but some people just do not want to physically give themselves a shot. So like for me, like even my sister being on this, I do her shots for her. She doesn't want to do them. So I find somebody that can do them for you and just be like, hey, can I come over? Can you come over? Can I meet you? Whatever. And like have somebody support you to do that. And then you can maybe work yourself up to being able to do it yourself. So another con though, and I'm being so serious about this, is fatigue. Is the higher your dose goes, you're going to notice a lot of fatigue. And you're going to be like, I'm tired. Why am I tired? You know what I mean? You obviously are not potentially eating as much. Even if you did like make your plate and you ate all the right stuff, sometimes you're just like, I can't eat anymore though. Like I'm done. You ate half a steak instead of a full steak. You couldn't eat all the fruit. You couldn't get that protein smoothie in. Like whatever it is, you just couldn't do it because you're just physically full. That is going to be hard, because sometimes that really does transition into like your energy. And so that's why I'm really big on what you can eat it, and do the ChatGPT on things that like give your body energy too, and fuel your body, and just really focus on that, and don't be hard on yourself, and don't just be like, I can't do this because of whatever. Like I did hear from a guy, and he was like, he has a very like more active lifestyle and job. And he's like, I was just tired. Like, I think I'm going to go down on my dose. I went up, and I'm going to go back down because I just couldn't do certain things because I'm not able to eat enough or whatever. And I'm like, oh, I get that. So depending on like, you don't know until you know, but that was going back to the pros of like, the signals that your body gives you. So listen to that, listen to your body. And this is a marathon. It's not a race. It is very slow. Take it slow. That's really annoying to hear. And I'm really sorry to say that, but it was 4 months for me and I lost 35 pounds, but I've now gone into my 7th month. I am like a happy little camper over here. I feel really good. I'm like 38 pounds now that I've lost. I could lose 40, 100%. I could lose 40. Like, I'm not trying to like be a certain number. I just want to look a certain way, and feel a certain way. So, but yeah, that. And then let me tell you too, something that I am going to have another episode on this, and I'm going to hype up products that I'm obsessed with that really have helped me through this journey, but just in general, helped me in general. But I still drink coffee every single day. That rushes through my body so quick. Girl, that'll make you go to the bathroom. Anyways, just coffee. But when you got to go, you better get to the bathroom. And I'm talking pee or you got to go poop. You better run. You better run so fast. Okay, honey, you're going to have an accident. I literally have been in situations where I'm like, oh, it is coming out right now. Like that, I'm telling you, sometimes you're going to find that because when your stools are not like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, oh my gosh, like a solid or whatever. Girl, go quick. So that's definitely a con for sure. But you guys, so many things I feel like I could have like 25 episodes on this type of conversation. And it just feels good to talk about with you, but I would just say, just start, don't delay it. If you do want to know where I get my things from, and you're more than welcome to use my link, and they give you $80 off your first time purchasing it, like your first month. You can stop, start, pause, do whatever, but go to my link tree that is in the show notes of the audio of the podcast, or if you're listening from YouTube, you can go to the description and it's my link tree link. Go to that and then it'll give you access to get to the company that I use to get my stuff from. And the portal is really easy to communicate through. You can contact by phone as well. Like, it's really good. But this is the thing too. If you're going on these forms and you're filling them out and you don't get approved, don't be upset. Like, I don't know what not everybody's going to be approved for it. So that there might be something in that you're answering that's like flagging it and it's just like no or whatever. So talk to your primary, talk to your doctor, and then if you know that they're going to help manage it, sometimes you don't have to disclose all your health stuff. As long as you have somebody in the medical field that's going to support it and be able to just help you and answer questions like that too. So that's really nice. But yeah, I'm so happy that this is now a part of my lifestyle, and I'm very thankful that I've been able to just been transparent with you guys. Well, this was a great episode. Thank you guys, and tune in to all my short form content. So these are some episodes coming up, but I'm going to poll you guys also in the stories so you can give some input on it. But we're going to talk about our home study lifestyle that is about to be starting, which we're kind of like teetering in that right now. But home study is the reference that we use because we are going to be homeschooling the kids and then just doing more with traveling and seeing things with our eyeballs and putting our hands on it instead of just like, oh, here's a picture of it on Google. You know what I mean? Like, anyways, we're just doing that. And then talking about like a homestead lifestyle too, like really like what our garden's doing and what we've noticed about that of having it through the years and what we plan to do to extend it and grow it, and just like living more of just a life for us and our kids and all of that. So I want to have an episode like that with Alan. So I want y'all to ask questions or share y'all's experience. Like maybe you have a life like that too, and you have some things that you can share that would also be really cool for us to listen to and get ideas from. And then I'm going to have an episode with Angel that is do you know this person? Like, who do you know? And so she's going to bring a bunch of images to me, and I'm going to have some for her, because there are so many people out there in the world that could be famous, a singer, an actor, actress, somebody in politics. Like, it could be anybody. And I'm like, I ain't never heard of that person in my life. And I'm going to tell y'all, so when Charlie Kirk, that all happened to him. If you don't know who that is, Google it. But I say all this because the day that happened to him, his assassination, I literally did not know who that man was. I had never seen his face. I had never heard his name. He has never been on my feed, because I don't consume content like that he talks about. Was he very well known? Yeah. And people are like, how do you not know who he is? Didn't. So Angel and I, like, we notice ourselves like in different scenarios where we're like, do you know this person? Do you know this person? We're like, no, whatever. So we're going to have an episode like that. And that was just one prime example. And then there's a comedian, Nate Bargatze, something like that. Angel didn't know who he is. She's like, I don't know who he is. And I'm like, what? How do you not know who he is? Oh my God, it's hilarious. So we're gonna do stuff like that. So anyways, those are just some fun episodes coming up. And so any other suggestions and things that you want to hear, because listen, y'all, this is just shenanigans. It is a group chat combo, and we want to have you in on it. Thank you for being here, and you're the best. Remember, follow, subscribe, do all the things that helps us just be seen and heard. Share this. You can hit, there's always a share area. Just text it to a friend and be like, hey, just listen to this. Didn't know if you've ever heard any of her episodes or whatever. Boom. Yeah. Love y'all. That is it. That is a wrap. See ya.